Hey, collective, it's Anne Marie. Happy weekend. Woo! Yeah. I hope everybody's having an amazing weekend. It's been storming, and so I got up this early this morning so I could get outside, and got a nice good walk in. I've really been pushing myself. But I need to spend some time outside. It's been a long time. And did a great little message out there, and then I figured we'd sit. Well, hello, guy running. Okay, let me not be too obvious. Anyway, why don't we pull some cards and get some messages of clarity for those who like it. It's the dark universe. Wants to know. Thank you to my high vibrating ancestors, spirit guides, divines, and beings, and source of light energy. Could we please get some messages of clarity for those who like it, please? What are some messages for the collective? What do we need to know today? Spirit, show us. What do we need to know today? What does the collective need to know today? Okay. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Wow. Number 33, Heart of Love. Well, okay. The Unconditional Center. The next card, which is interesting because there's a heart in there, the male and female symbol here, 34, Intimacy Shadow. Beyond fear to connection. Well, then, and that was 34. So we have 33, 6, 34, 7, 9. The dark night of the soul. Ego pattern soften, and the soul wisdom emerges. You are, or you're about to, you have been, and you may, okay, thank you. You may not realize this is what's been going on in the background of your soul and spirit. If you've recently been doing a lot of shadow work or having dark nights of the souls around connections, whether it's romantic or platonic, but really digging deep in why you have certain connections with people. These are just some examples. Why it's maybe challenging for you to completely cut off certain people in your life, or you've noticed certain patterns in the connections you've had with people, whether it's family, friends, romantic, whatever, how the dynamics have been, and how some people possibly benefited off of you staying stuck. Again, these are just examples of things that you may have been working through, or you're going to get ready to work through, or need to work through, like looking at how your connection with people, the reality of it is, how they benefit off of you. But this is coming from a healed place that you're starting, or you've been starting to heal various wounds that you have when it comes to connections with people. Through your healing, you've recognized, well, first of all, that you're a dope-ass person, that you bring, I hate when people say, what do you bring to the table? Bitch, there is no table in my world. We ain't building tables. But you're looking at your connections with people, and you've done a lot of healing and growth around boundaries, about what you will and won't accept in connections, whatever they are. You're seeing people and situations for who and what they truly are. Spirit just showed me different examples. So take what resonates, and my left ear's ringing all of a sudden. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But it's like your ego has been shedding. Like you're not in this ego mindset when it comes to really understanding the connections around you, how you participated in it, how these individuals benefited off of you being sick and stuck and in the dark and all those things. And what's happening now is that you are, or you're going to be called to move past your fears of connections. Because you've been healing the wound of connection, whether it's connection in the community or a community that you're desiring to be a part of, or you're wanting to develop a community, or, you know, you've had a lot of trauma when it came to community or groups or things like that, and you've been healing from that. Whether it's trying to find your own family because you've had a lot of trauma around relationships and families, or your intimate relationships or friendships, right? And it could be all those things for you, but you've been healing these wounds of connections. And so what Spirit is saying is that because you've healed a lot of these wounds, it's time to move out of that fear, the fear that you have of, if it's there, putting yourself back out there and trusting your healing. A lot of people have, and it may work for people like this, but this is my personal experience. When we're healing from certain, I'll use an example of community, right? I had a big wound of community, right? Because the community I was a part of was very toxic, demonic, and dark, and just Lifetime movie shit, right? And so for a long time, I was in hermit mode, healing those wounds. Now, naturally, they thought they took me out because that was the whole point, right? To do all this spell work and binding work to take me out, to make me feel like no one loved me or cared about me. The isolation spells, the humiliation rituals, all the things that they did against me. But instead, what it did, and this may be for you, that you went internally and you healed these deep wounds, right? So I healed these wounds of community. There's been years and times of space now where there was no community for me. So I became my own community, right? Once I healed those wounds, I had to step through and move beyond my fear of community, my fear of this connection of community, and recognize that people that were coming towards me, the people I didn't chase, the people that my energy naturally attracted, my healed energy attracted, were coming towards me. They also were catalysts to help me heal those wounds. I always use the example of my friend Shelly and Sarah at the open shelter. Shelly and I are fairly close. We spend time together outside of work, and I don't even see her that often now with my new job, but I try. But slowly, whether she realized it or not, and I've told her this after the fact a few times, that they have helped me heal that wound, also sisterhood wounds, but also assisted me with trusting community again, because I knew that I healed the wound, and Spirit was slowly bringing people into my life to prove that I've healed this and to show me what real community looks like, what real friends look like, right? But I had to step beyond my fear of this connection. And if you've been someone like me who's been traumatized by your family group, your friend group, your community group, a work group, like time and time again, until you broke the cycle and healed from it, there does end up being a residue of fear, like not wanting to let people in because you already know what the fuck shit is, right? But I had to trust the healing. And so when this goes back to this heart of love cards, like unconditional center. It's like I had this, my heart was healed, but the next step was to allow what was divinely aligned with me to come into my life and to trust it, right? Trust my healing and trust my intuition. I knew that Shelly and Sarah and the people at the open shelter, whatever, because I've known them so long, but this was a different level of love they were showing me. Through their actions, they showed that they truly cared about my well-being. They truly cared about my path and my journey. And they showed me. It wasn't just what they said, but they backed it up. And it's so, as we heal these wounds, and there may be some time, there may be years in between to these amazing energies come into our life, whether it's love, community, family, whatever. But it's based on the amount of healing we do and how we allow that space in between and don't go back to old people, old places, old things because we're lonely or we're wanting connections and all that. There's growth in that pause. There's growth in being by yourself, right? And then when Spirit starts to bring these people forth or energies forth into your life, trusting that and moving through that fear. And we're out of time.